Hey, this is Mike Barnes, a financial first responder. Hey, today's topic is coming from income streams, and I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that anything's possible. So, we're going to be talking about for a few minutes rental properties. Now, for some of you, you may be aware that my wife and I have done rental properties for a number of years. I wouldn't say that we're quite professionals at it, but we've learned a lot. And so, without further ado, have you ever asked yourself, how can I use rental properties for extra income? Let's get started. So, once upon a time, there was a couple named Mike and Taco who wanted to secure their financial future. They decided to invest in real estate by purchasing a rental property. Well, certainly, they said one is good, but two is better. So let's add a rental property. Let's start with a duplex, a triplex, or a quad. And per year, with positive cash flow of $1,000 per door or unit each month over the next 4 years, Mike and Taco grew. Here's how they used their rental property over the course of 4 years to make some remarkable returns. Now, I know some of you think that this is a story. It may not be. You see, I'm smiling. I will never tell you exactly what I do and how I do it, but I will give you some advice and show you some ways that you could do it yourself. So, with that said, let's talk about year one. You see, Mike and Taco purchased a duplex for $300,000. Each unit was rented for $1,500 per month, giving them a total rental income of $3,000 per month. Multiply that out, that's 36,000, right? After the accounting for their expenses such as the mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, they had a positive cash flow of $1,000 per door. So $2,000. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. They didn't have to work for this. They had tenants. All they did was they used some leverage. Well, what happened in year two? I'm glad you asked. See, the financial first responder wants to make sure that you understand that it can happen for you as little as one president. So let's talk about a triplex. They were encouraged by their success, and Mike and Taco purchased a triplex for $450,000. Each unit rented for $1,500 per month, giving them a total rental income of $4,500 per month. After expenses, they had positive cash flow, people, of $1,000 per door. So that meant $3,000. Now you're probably saying, wow, Mike and Taco were pretty smart. Well, Mike and Taco probably asked some questions, got a mentor, whether they paid for one or whether they seeked out other investors, they asked some questions. You too could get the same information if you're willing to pay or if you're willing to ask questions. Don't expect everything to be free though. So with that said, what happened in year three? Well, I'm glad you asked. See, the financial first responder and his wife, seeing the potential for more income, Mike and Taco purchased a quad for $600,000. Each unit is rented for $1,500 per month, giving them a total rental income of $6,000 per month. After expenses, they had a positive cash flow of $1,000 per door. So $4,000. Now, for you mathematicians and gurus, you're probably calculating up some things right about now. You're probably saying Mike and Taco are doing quite well. Well, I'm quite sure we are. But let's go to year four. So in the fourth year, this is the expansion year because we're only doing this for 4 years just to give you an example of what can happen. With their rental income steadily increasing, Mike and Taco decided to purchase another quad for $600,000. Each unit rented for $1,500 per month, giving them a total rental income of $8,000 per month. See, after the expenses, they had a positive cash flow of $1,000 per door. So $4,000. Now, for you people that love numbers, we're going to talk about it for a second. And you're probably going to say, well, wait a minute, Mr. Financial First Responder. I don't understand the math. Your math ain't mathing. Well, I'm about to show you what the math is. Glad you thought about it. So let's talk about the numbers. My grandfather used to say, liars don't figure they'll get caught, and figures don't lie. So, with that said, the total income over 4 years, let's talk about year one. We had $2,000 per month, 12 months, $24,000. In the second year, we had $3,000 times 12 months, which gave us $3,600. Now, notice we haven't compounded yet. This is simple math. 3 years, we had 48,000, and in 4 years, we had another 48,000 because those are quads. So that meant by year 4 and year 5, by year 4 and year 3, or 3 or 4, we'll go either way. That meant it was $156,000 in income that was coming in. Not bad for some HBU grads. Now, let's see here. You see, Mike and Taco were smart investors. They invested in real properties, not only thinking that they would never get where they need to be, but they understood that steady is the race. You don't have to be the rabbit. You can be the turtle. Slow and steady is the race. So they accumulated significant wealth over the 4 years. Well, what does that look like, Mike? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the math. To calculate Mike and Taco's net worth based on their cash flow, we'll determine first their total cash flow per year for the 13 units, and then calculate their net worth using an 8% return. So you'll notice in year 1, 2, 3, and 4, we have totals respectively 2, 3, 4, 4, which equaled up to 13,000. Now, with that said, let's look at the rest of the math and see how Mike and Taco did. And finally, now to calculate Taco and Mike's net worth based on an 8% return. We use the following formula: the present value of an annuity, and this is what I would say to you. I couldn't cover everything that I would like to cover in this particular presentation today. Your present value, your cash flow, your rate of return, your number of years are plugged into this formula that you're looking at right now. And you'll notice that over the 4 years for 13 units, you'll notice that they have approximately $43,057.63. Okay, approximately. But here's some things that I will point out to you. That as investors, real estate investors, you make money when you buy the property. You will also make money, possibly, in the appreciation of the property. You should be able to depreciate the property, which you would have to get with your tax professional or your CPA, someone who does or deals with real estate investors. And then you'd get your cash flow. You'd pay the debt down on the property, or your tenants would pay the debt down on the property. And then, you may even decide to refinance, get a lower interest rate, or take cash out. Either way, it behooves you to get a real estate mentor. It behooves you to have a financial advisor who understands your real estate journey. And it behooves you to basically read and find mentors that can help you acquire and maintain your wealth and prepare for risk mitigation, because there will be some issues. Now, I've enjoyed talking to you today. This is Mike Barnes, the Financial First Responder. Please like and subscribe and share this with someone, and may this be a blessing to you. God bless.